Hey guys, it's Nutcase, and today's vlog is different from last month's vlog. Basically, I don't travel a bunch. I do go for conventions and stuff, but a lot of the times, this is my normal life, is working from home. And so I thought it would be interesting to show you guys, like, how I package up, my orders and stuff. These are specifically my only like mass orders, and they are my Patreon supporters. So I have my Patreon pins and the prints and stickers, and so I'm just packaging them all up, and then I will label them later or print off labels for like the buttons later. And so yeah, I just thought it would be interesting to show you guys, like how I do it. I'll have links down below where you can get supplies for shipping and stuff, just in case you're like somebody new for this, just so you can see where I get my stuff. But yeah, today's video I decided to do a talk over with because I wanted to do a kind of discussion with you guys. It is skill versus creativity. I feel, at least for me, I have a skill for art, but I don't personally feel that creative. Now, a lot of people would argue that, who really is, everything's been done in this world, and it's like, sure, but you can put your own twist on it. And so a lot of times I feel very like I have blinders on, and I kind of stay in one lane with my stuff, and I don't try to like push any bounds or anything. And I don't know, I do enjoy doing like fan art and stuff, but I usually draw very like static poses, and I don't feel like I express what the characters are about or anything. It's kind of odd. And so I feel like, the skill that I've worked towards, this art skill that I've, worked at for years, definitely doesn't come with the creativity that a lot of people think it does. A lot of people think that all artists are super creative and just, very spontaneous or anything like that. But I don't feel like I am. And honestly, some of the most creative people I've met in my life are people that don't have like an outlet like that, like aren't musicians, aren't artists. They're people that have like very boring, everyday jobs and stuff. And I think it's because they don't have like an outlet, and so they just have like a lot of time to think and stuff like that. It's honestly one of the reasons why I do like doing commissions, because a lot of my commissioners are very creative, and when they can convey to me properly what they want, it's super cool, because I feel like I get pieces that are like I would have never drawn it like that, but because the commissioner asked it for like this, or with a jacket like that and stuff like that, like I feel like it's more like, I don't know, I just feel like it's more creative than what I would have done for it. Because I've drawn so many characters over the years, I feel like I compare what I'm drawing currently to what I've drawn in the past, and it's like, well, I don't want to use this hairstyle because I've used it for a ton of characters, or X, Y, and Z, same eye color, things like that. And so when working with other people who have this, like, they don't have a hindrance with their creativity, I feel like sometimes some of the best art comes out. I will say that, like, my husband, who, for those that do not know, my husband used to run a RPG for many people, like tabletop gaming and stuff. He's done D&D, Besom. We've played in Pathfinder together and stuff. And he is hands down one of the most creative people I know. And, if you guys remember a video that I did a while ago where it was me redrawing a picture that he drew, he doesn't really have a very good art skill. But yeah, I feel like, he is just like, he has this super creativity, because I don't know. It may be because he has a mundane job or whatever, and like, you know, he wants to spice up his, you know, world by having this creativity. Where a lot of times artists, at least for me, I feel like it's just, comparing it to X, Y, and Z and stuff like that. But that also being said, there's a lot of people out there who attribute art, like the art skill, as a talent. And there are definitely people that have the talent, don't get me wrong, but I was not one of them. I've worked for years to get to the level I'm at. I'm sure years down the line I will look back on these speed paints and be like, oh, you know, these are awful. I'm so much better now. And that's because I feel like it's a skill. I have learned it. I have honed it and become better at it. And so, especially during this month of October, when people are participating in Inktober, and people are like, oh, I'd like to participate, but X, Y, and Z. I don't think you guys should be saying X, Y, and Z. Unless you physically cannot do it, like you have something where you just can't hold a pen, and even then, there are people that, you know, have become artists with drawing with their feet or their mouth or stuff. There's really nothing stopping you. Art can be a learned skill if, you know, looked at in the right way. And I'm a firm believer in that, and you just have to do it. It takes years, yes, but if you want to do something, even drawing, like if you buy a sketchbook and just make a goal to doodle in 1 page a day or even 1 page a week, just trying to get better. Before, at the beginning of the sketchbook, it'll be really bad, but you'll see an improvement by the end as long as you're keeping at it. Now, if you leave it for like a year and stuff and just don't draw, probably not. But, you know, that you just need to work at it. You can do it if you practice and try. It's one of those things that a lot of people will, you know, say to me at conventions and stuff, and like, oh, I wish I could draw like that. And it's like, well, why don't you? Why don't you practice and do it? Like, it's cool that you're envious of my talent, I guess. Or not talent, skill. Because, yeah, I looked up the definition before recording this video to make sure I was using the right term. But yeah, so you're envious of my skill, and you can hone a skill if you practice enough. It's just like with any trade or anything, like if you're a wood craftsman, you know, those people, they've trained years to be able to do what they do. It's not like they just got up one morning and were like, oh, I can put together a bookcase now and not have to look at instructions or anything, you know. Oh, I've hand carved this, and this, and, you know, like, no, it's taken years for those tradesmen to learn their skill, and they do it and make a living out of it because they've learned it. But, yeah, I know a lot of people think that because you have quote-unquote missed out on years of it, just makes it so you shouldn't try. I don't believe that. I believe that anybody at any age, if you want to start learning a skill, that you should do it. Be it art, be it wood craftsman, I guess just woodcraft? I don't know how you would say that. But, you know, just like whatever you'd want to do. If you have the time, you should do it and just learn that skill and hone that skill. I mean, would you rather live your life thinking, I wish I had learned to draw, or, oh man, at least I tried, you know, I didn't get good as X, but hey, I got pretty good, you know? I just think that having a skill and just trying to work at it is way better than envying people who have spent the years doing it. But again, I come back to the creativity, and I feel like creativity is something that I wish I had more of. And I am envious of you guys who have more creativity. But yeah, I hope this ranting video made sense to somebody, and I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!